Hello, hi, how is everyone? This time around, I used the basic StreamYard countdown because last Thursday, I used the Lazy Gang one, and a lot of people were disappointed that it wasn't the Lazy Gang; it was just me. And I really could have in the week that's passed created a new countdown for just this channel, but somehow this did not happen. So. This is where we are at. How is everyone? Welcome back to my channel. We're doing a second Thursday in a row of writing and productivity or whatever you want to do. And I tend to do Pomodoros or longer sprints. That's probably what we'll be doing today. Hi, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? I'm so happy to see some people have showed up. I had no idea if anyone would, to be honest, because I was like, again, I'm doing this last minute and deciding on the day that I'm going to do a stream. But here we are. So what are you guys working on today if you are using today's sprints to do any work? Or are you busy doing something else and just putting me in the background or lurking or whatever you want to do? I'm currently doing two things at the same time. So I don't have the book with me. I have my Kindle, but I'm currently reading this craft book that we're going to talk about at the end of the month with Stig on his channel, which is about creating character arcs. Actually, I should probably check what the full name is. It's like a long title, so I always forget what it is. It is Creating Character Arcs, the Masterful Author's Guide to, and then there's more words and I can't see them from this, but you can sort of see the title is this one. And it's part of a series of other books by this author. So I think this is number 2 or number 3 in the series, but it's very timely because I'm also currently reworking my first chapters of The Art of Summoning Demons and at the same time thinking about book 2 because I'd like to write it as a duology, ideally. And as I was doing this, I realized from some feedback that my character just doesn't show up strongly enough in the initial chapters. And so this book is like perfect to sort of try and fix this issue. So I have a Notion page opened and I am filling it with information, like so much information. It is out of control. I've not started writing anything in my actual manuscript yet, but I feel really good about all the stuff I'm figuring out about my character because I actually think it's going to inform book 2 so much. So it's really helpful, whatever I do with it. So let's see what you guys are doing. Mars is saying, I bit the inside of my lip yesterday. Oh no, while eating, it still hurts. So I'm glad I don't have to talk to chat here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I hope that it gets better soon. Fortunately, that's the kind of wound that, heals very quickly, the inside of the mouth. But I'm sorry, that hurts so much. Keiko says, struggling with YouTube and writing on the fanfic because super shitty day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like everyone's having a shit day. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that sprints will somehow cheer you up. Minuk says, I'm going to try to write a write to an album challenge like Katie did. That was inspiring. Oh, that's very cool. As in, like, I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I have. Is it basically like checking one entire album of an artist you like and writing to that only? And if yes, what is the album? What are you choosing? Bonjour, Stig. How are you? How's it going? Flora says, I'm just finishing up dinner. Nice. And then I'll continue with my whip. Just crossed 10K in the first draft. Amazing. That's fantastic. And I also just finished eating dinner. So there you go. I'm homesick, riddled with flu. Oh, I'm sorry. Show the Notion page. I love a good setup reveal. I can't really because there's a lot of spoilers about the book. It's mostly me figuring things out about the character, including her ghosts or like shard of glass, depending on which book you're reading, but they all talk about the same thing, which is the reason for her to believe a certain lie. And I'm figuring more of it now and some things that are going to impact book 2. And I'm already figuring out book 2's new lie and new truth that she's going to have to figure out. So there's way too many spoilers. It's a lot of stream of consciousness writing. It's not set up in a very nice manner. Like I've just got like question and then a call out for an answer, things like that. I don't know how else to explain. Mara says, "Oh my god, no, can't believe you're sick again, Stieg." Well, it sounds like you're still sick, more like, as it isn't the same flu that's been plaguing you. Feel better? Yes, please do. Oh no, Morris and Stieg, I hope you both feel better soon. Yes, please, everyone feel better. My brain is too feverish to write. Oh, I can't seem to think thoughts, and everything is so warm and cold at the same time. Oh my god, that does sound like a proper fever. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you are in bed or on the couch, chilling and just sort of relaxing, taking it slow. Maybe just during the sprints, take a little nap or read the book. That is easier than to write, I would say, or I don't know, something easy on the mind. Mar says, I'm going to do some brain dump stuff to get ideas out of my head. Amazing. I love that. That is pretty much what I'm doing as well, but I'm, doing brain dump after having written the books. I should have done before writing the book. Keiko, when you want to talk about your book, but you would spoiler everything if you did. Yes, pretty much. Yes, I was just getting over COVID and then sickness strikes again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I would so do that because when I talk about my stuff, I get so excited and want to share everything. But I think that's cool too, because sometimes in the community, I think it's fine to give some spoilers if you're working through a process and you want to share the entirety of the process. It's just that this one in particular, I have chosen not to share too much because I'm trying to prepare it for querying again. And if that doesn't work, I plan on self-publishing it hopefully next year or something. So there are other books that I can talk way more freely about the process, including spoilers. But this one is one I don't partly want to. Minuk says, it's just writing in little sprints according to the songs and note down how many words I got for each song. Oh, I'm going to try it with 8 from Stray Kids. Oh, nice. That's a new gen like K-pop group, right? Because I used to be a big fan during second gen of K-pops, the K-pop groups in general, but I wasn't very good at being a fan, if that makes sense. Like I casually listened, and if I liked a song, and especially I loved watching music videos. Like that was my favorite thing because I was like, these are so much cooler than Western music videos. But then I felt like not many people knew K-pop or listened to it. And if I was at a party and putting a playlist on, I wouldn't put K-pop on it because I was like, this is not going to resonate with anyone. So I felt like I was more like an undercover fan, if that makes sense. Keiko says, I'm suddenly freezing because it's 8 degrees right now. It's like, right? Last week was 31 degrees. You're finally getting what the UK got like the week before. And right now, tonight is going to be 4 degrees at night. And I said to my husband, I was like, please, can we change the bed sheets and put the winter duvet on because it's going to be 4 degrees. Hi, Laura. How's it going? I mean, the other illness was 5 weeks ago, and then it flared up again yesterday. So I'm not sure if it's the same or just an abortion. It's taking advantage of my lowered immune system. Yeah, that tends to happen as well. Like you're weakened from the first illness, and then boom, another comes in. And yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it for the new brain rot? Ooh, oh my god, possible Malin release next year. Well, I mean, I'd like to. I want to publish this book one way or another. Is how I feel about it. But on the other hand, every time I'm delaying it because I'm fixing more things, I'm really happy with the fixes and the changes. And I'm like, how many rounds can I go until this is it and I have to stop, is my worry. Steve says, hey, been living on my couch all day watching stock and musicals. Nice. I've only seen one, which is the caveman one, where what, the one with the song like, I don't want to do the work today, I don't want to do the work today, that one. That's the only one I know. Keiko says, writing down words for each song would be so stressful for me. Yeah. It is. I have ideas for the couples in the other books, so I got to write that down to try and work some of it in earlier. Ooh, interesting. Meaning I'm not a big fan. I can vibe to the music. It's not English. Oh, that's a good point. So I should be fine with writing to it. That is such a good point. Very often when I'm super busy with work, in particular during design work, if I'm thinking of concepts and trying to think of like wording to go along with the designs, and I think that is like slightly more word related, I tend to put on wordless music or the entire albums of Jungle, because they don't really pronounce the words in their songs anyway, so it's fine. So I can listen to Jungle while I work. Keiko says, I only track my words when I really want to hit a goal for the day, or it's camp or any other write-a-thon. Fair. Yeah, I was dying on Thursday and Saturday, my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Sorry, I didn't know. By 29 degrees in my flat. My God, I have now 24 degrees inside here and it's been raining all day. Yeah, it's been like that for a little while. I have my enormous long playlist. Hey, Firebringer, that's the name of it. Yes, I've watched that today. And the guy who didn't like musicals. So I saw that one because I watched Firebringer on YouTube. I don't think I could find it anywhere else, to be honest. Is the guy who didn't like musicals on YouTube as well? I feel like I've seen it. And I'm watching the Oregon Trail. Cool. Like one of my playlists is almost 400 songs. It's super spoilery. More says I tried to start drafting this brain rot book last night, the blindfold kiss scene, because it's the most fun, but I got like 30 words in and panicked. So that's on hold. That is fair enough. I never try to write first the scenes I'm most excited about or that I've been daydreaming about, because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do them justice when I first start writing. And I feel like I need to have so almost like tester words in other more boring scenes before I get to that, if that makes sense. And I'm so scared of being disappointed in myself when I start writing and I'm like, it doesn't match up to my daydream. Yes, it's all on YouTube. Okay, amazing. Cool. Well, I think that's all the comments. So we're going to start our first sprint. And let me present. I've prepared to share screen. Not my entire screen. That would be a mistake. I thought the Halloween witch timers from Jess would be quite a good one to start with on 35 minutes. I hope that works for everyone because I'm not really giving you a choice. But yes. And also, Laura is in the chat, so I will be finding one of your timers next. I have so many in my playlist of timers that are both yours, Jess. I have some from Violet, like the Lavender Haze ones. I can't remember what else I've got. I've got a bunch prepped. So yeah, August music playlist for a writing project of mine is 4 hours long. Nice. I think I panicked because, well, I've done first person before. I haven't done that for romances. Yes, okay. Plus, how I've done with her, it should be past or present tense. I feel like I see a lot of the advice of being like, try both, like try a little bit in both and see what feels more comfortable, which I would say sort of worked for me, but I often know, and I feel like if I'm writing first POV romance, I feel like it has to be present tense. Yes, I can't do past tense if it's first POV, first person POV. You know what I mean? Anyway, I feel like it's almost like an automatic because that's what I've read the most in that genre. So yes, I will now stop talking and start playing this timer. 3, 2, 1, go. I hope that wasn't too scary for anyone. I always forget that there's sound at the end, and I don't know if I was sharing the sound or not. Let me close that one. There we go. Cool. How did that go for everyone? I will first have a quick look because I think we've had some new incomings while I was sprinting. There was a quick answer from Mars saying, "Yep, present tense seems to be much more common for romances, but it's not something I've done much with before, so it just feels weird." Yeah, I feel like jumping into a tense or a type of POV that you're not used to is always a little bit like swimming in unknown waters at the beginning. Hello, Anna. How's it going? Oh my god, I absolutely love that the first thing I see in chat is blindfold kiss scene. I'm here for this. Yes. And Mars replies, "Did you see the mood boards I posted on Insta yesterday? Because the blindfolded kiss did make it on there." Ooh, I don't know that I've seen those ones. I wasn't much on Instagram yesterday, so I'll have to have a little scroll through. Um, I'm not much on Insta anymore, so that actually, but I'm running to check it out. Amazing. Hello, some deep mystery. How's it going, Wendy? How are you? Hello, Elena. How's it going? Minuk says 4 songs down and 496 words written. And Steek says lit some candles, watched some YouTube, and tried not to perish. That is fair enough. And I feel like lighting some candles is sounds really nice and just like nice little self-care moment. Hopefully that helps. Wrote 600 words. Oh my god, Flora, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Oops, I jumped. Keiko watched Dragon Age fandom videos to cheer her up. Amazing. I love that. I hope that helped and I hope that fueled your inspiration for your fanfiction. I feel like watching stuff that is related to something you're writing in is productive in its own way. Mars says, I have accidentally figured out all the main beats for book 2 and also who all the love interests for 3-5 are. I love that. I love that. Yes, do hydrate, please, and stretch if you need to, especially if you've just been sitting at a desk like me. That is always helpful. I'm currently I am page 45 of the book. It's not very far, but the problem I have is that I keep stopping to write down some more stuff that it is sort of relevant to the book chapter I'm in and sort of gives me inspiration for more stuff to add into my notes on Notion. And I keep like switching between the two. And so I'm not really focused on one thing only. But it is good because it's progress and I'm doing so much and I've got so many things that I have written in this Notion page and it keeps on going and I'm like, this is mental, I need to stop at some point. But essentially this does mean that I am not reading very fast and that it's taking me a while, but more so that I'm using this book very much, so I'm happy with that. I think I'm not going to give too much information about how I feel about the book actually right now. I was about to say something and then I was like, no, because I need to keep that for the stream I got with Steek at the end of the month when we're going to talk about that character arc book. But I'm finding it useful at the moment, although it does repeat a lot of the things that you might already know if you've read Save the Cat or other craft books. I think a lot of things recoup themselves, might just be called something else. So for instance, I think in the book right now, they were talking about somewhere they were talking about the ghost of someone of the character's past, which is called the Shard of Glass in other craft books, which might be called something else in other craft books, etc. And then there was something else, I forgot what it was. There was another thing that I've just heard called something different in other craft books, but they're the same elements is my point. So it's just a good one with different examples and sort of it asks you a lot of questions so that you can figure it out for your main character and try to advance your story. And it's very orderly. So I'm currently doing it all in the order of the book and I'm adding notes of I should add this, now I'm in the first act and now I'm in the inciting incident, I should add that, and it sort of goes in order. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So anyway, I've been making progress. It's just really hard to count or calculate that progress because I don't have like a word count that I'm working to. So yeah. I don't know what that yes was towards, but if it was hydrating, stretching, do it. Run to the castle. Hello. I've been freaking out reading a YA fantasy book. I mean, is this Laura? I feel like this is Laura, but a different account. I'm so sorry. I otherwise also reading away because I can't really see the little icon very well. It's so small on my screen because I'm not like on full screen. I'm just on the StreamYard version, and the size of the screen is like not that big. Anyway, I've been freaking out reading a YA fantasy book. So good, I'm almost done, and so inspired by the foreshadowing and twists. Amazing. I've heard a lot about that. I feel like the CS Packet name rings a bell, and I feel like I've heard a lot of people talking about CS Packet books, but I've never read any. It's just that I'm not into YA anymore that much, and I find it hard to get into new YA authors. I still read some of the old favorite ones I have, if they write more YA, but I don't try to find new ones. So I am intrigued though about what you're saying. Keiko says, I'm currently at a scene where the MC has the love interest rival on knife point because she thinks he's an enemy. Complicated. He actually is, but not the way she thinks. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm digging it. Yes, I'm digging it for you. Ooh, I want to read that. Yes, that sounds good. A classic scene, Keiko. I love it. Yes, I love that. Never fails to disappoint. I finished the one goal I had, and I'm starting on the next, and then hopefully when I'm finished with this goal, I will be ready to start drafting this book. Amazing. Tell us how it goes. That's pretty good. You've already finished one goal, and then you've got another, and then you can draft. Amazing. Yeah, it is Laura. Okay. I was like, I think I recognize your picture, but I'm not entirely sure. And I didn't know this account. Oh my God, Laura, I also need an account. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one who was like, what? On my computer now instead of my phone, I can't switch it back. Okay, fair enough. Keiko says, I'm thinking about what kind of cake I should get tomorrow because I want some. Couldn't get one today because for some reason the cash payment systems at every supermarket franchise is acting up, and you can't. And you have to pay cash. Some system failure, and they still have not fixed it. Well, that doesn't surprise me much because you live in Germany, right? And from my experience, every time I've been, people fucking love cash in Germany. Like, they adore cash more so than anywhere else in Europe. They're obsessed with just cash. Like, I think during the pandemic, it was probably quite hard for a lot of people to be like, oh, I guess we have to switch up to card payments. I feel like it's king in Germany compared to like the UK. Even before the pandemic, was very much going towards no more cash. Like, I never had cash on me anymore. Then the pandemic happened, and I don't think I've seen a banknote in years, actual several years. Laura says, I've got an hour left in this book and I'll have finished 13 books this month so far. Amazing. Wow, that is progress. Yep, cash is big here. Yeah, there you go. It's so old school. Yeah, I don't know if it's an old school thing or just a cultural thing. And like some countries like are more like, oh, we do that. Like Belgium, I find where I'm from, it's freaking weird about card payments because we've had MasterCard, I think, or Bank Contact for like ages, and Bank Contact is essentially the same as contactless now, but it was only working if you had the right machines and everything. And like in some stores, they would say Bank Contact, but nowhere else in Europe or the UK or whatever did they have that technology. And so it would only work if you used it in Belgium. And so it was sort of like, why are we pioneers in this technology if it's useless anywhere else? And it was very annoying. And now contactless is everywhere, but it's a different technology that does the same thing. So anyway, I think there's just some weird cultural things around payment. I don't know why I'm going on a tangent about payment now. But I have to go into the center of my town to get to an ATM, and it's annoying if the supermarket is directly on the other side of the street. Fair enough. I see people, yeah, I'm always paying with my phone every single time. And my best friend, who is in Belgium, whenever I do, looks at me like, what the fuck? Like, she's not used to that. And in the UK, like everyone always pays with their phone. You don't have the same limits on your phone as long as you've got like the right like fingerprint, right? So I don't like I won't lie, I've once paid for 200 quid with my phone just tapping because You don't have the same limit as you do for contactless with a card. That's terrible. But also, like, it's secured with biometrics. You can't use your payment cards without unlocking it with biometrics. So anyway, sorry. I'm continuing into my tangent. Yeah, yeah, it's intense. It's too much money to be paying by just doing tap. It feels like that should be illegal because then it's like, oh my god, I can just spend money and not have it. That's bad. That's scary. So, shall we do another little sprint? I what do I have prepped? Ooh, yes. So I know that Laura is here, so I prepared one of Laura's timers, and because Mars is here, it's the mushroom one. I just thought, I'd be cute about it. This 30-minute mushroom one. Perfect. Oh, I haven't made it big. Okay. I hope you guys are, being productive, that everything is going your way, and that this sprint goes well for you. Ooh, yay. I know you love mushrooms, and I love this timer. It's so pretty. It's so cute. I won't be sharing with music, so I need to mute it. I need to mute it on my side. Just because I'm listening to playlists that are related to the book I'm currently in while I'm writing, so I prefer not to have the music. But I just love the beautiful image in the background. So yes, let's go. Boo. Hoping not to scare anyone too much. There we go. That I didn't have sound on this one, so I was just trying to check it and make sure that I was paying attention to when it would be finished. How did that go for everyone? For me, I have managed to read up to page 60 of the book. So I've made a little bit more progress because I started realizing a lot of the changes I had based on the information I'm getting from the book are all around my setup and some of it in my first act. But as I'm getting to the inciting incident and then the first plot point and then Act 2A, I have less things that I feel are wobbly, and I feel like the art of summoning demons, I think, stands a little bit more on correct foundations around the second act. A lot of it, I'm like, yep, I'm already doing this. Yes, the main character is already doing that. And so it's more like a checklist. So I'm going a little bit faster reading those chapters because it's more like me checking, am I doing this? Should I be doing that? Yes, I've done that in some way, etc. Which feels nice because at least it's validating and it feels less like I have so much to change or to, improve upon. So I feel like my setup and my first act are where the heavier part of the work are going to need to be done, as well as potentially towards the climax and like climactic moment in the resolution. I have some ideas already that I've taken notes off, but I'll get to those chapters a little bit later and hopefully I'll get even more ideas. But yeah, so I feel like I'm making good progress. It feels nice because I wanted to do this throughout this week so that hopefully next week I can start reworking things and actually putting in the words rather than just making notes of ideas. So how did you guys do? Keiko said during the sprint, oh god, I found a so good video on some Dragon Age lore and with an amazing theory, and now I have to throw over a bunch of my stuff for the fanfic. Luckily, I'm not too deep into that specific topic yet. Ooh, interesting. That's such a nice feeling as well when you get a sudden idea for something like that. Minuk says, finished the album and today's writing session with 1,065 words. Now I'm happy and tired. That is amazing. You are a machine right now. And how's your outline doing? Because I know that at some point you were like, do I throw away my outline? And I know that it looked so amazing and so aesthetic. And I was like, don't throw away your outline. Have you ended up changing it, or did you end up continuing down the same route? Mars says, got more brain dump out and then called it quits because I didn't want to name any characters. That is fair. And I feel that very deep in my soul. Or like I'll really force myself to try and figure out the name during a session, but I'm not in the right mindset for it. And then later on, I'll change my mind anyway. And so I have to then look for that name everywhere to change it everywhere. And it's so annoying. So I feel like it's better to stop and not try and force it when you're not ready for it. Wendy says, I was completely pulled away by a package delivered to me by accident because it looked like a particularly important package that the person who was supposed to get it probably needs. Yes, but, and I know that this makes me a bad person and you a good person, but I would just think it's not my problem. Like, it's out of my hands. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I can, unless you're able to do something immediately, if you're like, oh, this is wrong, and the postman is still there, and you can be like, take it back, it's not mine. There's not that much you can do in a timely manner that's going to help that person anyway. So I don't know. Like I would feel like, look, it's not really your fault, therefore it's not really your problem. Obviously you can try to fix it, but you're maybe not going to manage to do it in the timing that the person needs it. I don't know. Keiko says, I tried to note everything down from the lore theories video that I watched, and oh geez, I'm happy I found it now before I delve into the deeper lore directly in the fanfic and make an idiot out of myself. Oh, okay, so it's like brand new information that you're like, shit, I need to include that. Interesting. Fantasy name generator, seriously, you can find there all types of names for everything. Yes, but I'm sort of sometimes wary of them because I just feel like they're quite generic sounding and they're just not. I'm more of a deep history, lore, Wikipedia pages researcher personally, rather than regurgitating things from a generator, because I often am not happy with the names the generators give me. And if I look up names that are like, oh, this was this person who did that, that would be a cool name to use or to modify slightly. I prefer that personally. Obviously, we're not talking about me, we're talking about Mars, but still. I switched to reading, but the book is getting a bit too scary to read before bed. Oh no! So I'll stop for now. Oh my god, what is it? I want to know what book you're reading now, because that sounds amazing and spooky and vibey for Halloween time. Mars says, "Oh yeah, actually used to be friends with the woman who runs that site. Amazing. I know it wouldn't be too hard to name these characters, but I still don't want to do it now." Fair enough. Minuk says, "I'm still following the outline. If I decide to change it, I'll do it in the next draft." Okay, nice. I feel like that's probably the right way to go because then you'll have more of the bones of the skeleton ready before you need to rearrange some of them. So hopefully that serves you, because I can see how that would be good to just like, you've started in a certain way, it's got to have some rights and not just some wrongs. So yeah. Um, I'll have whatever makes your writing machine right now. Yes, please share the one motivation brain cell, please. It's just an idea, helped me a lot. Of course, if you want names with a specific meaning, please do somewhere else the research. Yeah, obviously, I'm just saying for me, like, whenever I try it, I feel a bit disappointed, but I can, if anything, actually, I would probably enjoy using it for more like secondary characters that are like, oh, I just need a name, but I'm not really, they're not going to be important to most of the story or the plot. Then I would probably use a generator more for these names, I guess. The meaning for supposed Japanese names I sometimes found on baby name websites was appalling. Oh, is it like all wrong? Completely not Japanese names, and the meaning not correct as well. Yeah, I feel like baby names websites are a bit of hit and miss sometimes. Like some of them give you completely weird stuff, and some of them are, I think, very well researched and everything, but I tend to still double check on, like, I'll just Google the name in question and be like, is this really what that means? And is it actually like someone's name? Like, is it that common? Um, I quite like doing also going through lists of popular names in a certain location during a certain time period. You often have those senses somewhere online, and you can find, like, I think, for instance, there's a detective that is like a secondary character in The Art of Summoning Demons, and I was trying to find a good last name for him that was like a bit generic, but sort of would make sense for New England type of thing. And so there was a lot of Irish names coming up, and I think I ended up naming him Detective Walsh, which was on that list of like, these are quite popular, quite often found last names for this region. So I just find that useful for me. But obviously, I'm not talking about fantasy setting for this. For NPCs and the merchant, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, weird stuff. All right, cool. I think we're going to do one last sprint before calling it a night. I'd like to finish in 22 minutes, so at 10 p.m. my time. So I think I'm going to find a shorter sprint, something more like 10, 15 minutes. Ooh, I know there's a really nice 10 minutes by Laura that I quite like. So I might use this, and then, oops. It's still playing. Sorry, I'm not sharing it yet. um, and then I will call it a night after that one. So just a 10 minutes, one last one. Flora says the book is called, I'm not going to pronounce that right, Freundschaft and Vergeltung, Friendship and Vengeance, and deals with the disappearance of students and teachers at a boarding school in the 1960s. Ooh, I love the setting. The premise is amazing. And the characters are all sketchy. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I'll be off because I'm super tired. That is fair. Have a good night. I know that is also 1 hour later for you guys, so fair enough. Thank you for the stream and sprints. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that it was useful. Okay, let me present my screen for the last of the evening. We're gonna do jellyfish timer, which I think is super cute. I don't think it has music. All right, let's go. There we go. How did that last 10-minute sprint go for everyone? If you're still there, did you do anything productive or did you just chill and started unwinding during that one? So personally, I just continued reading some of the book. I finished the chapter I was on Act 1A, and I've just now started the next chapter on the midpoint. So I'm feeling quite good because, again, I'm still at a stage in Demons where I feel like things are still okay. I'm just sort of piecing it together and matching it to what the book is telling me. So if it's like, oh, you've got the first pinch point where your character gets punished for trying to use the lie that they have. I'm trying to piece together whether that matches with something I have and sort of almost reverse matching it to save the cat / in this case it's creating a character arc, but it's very much the same type of timeline, working out the acts in the book and everything. So yeah, that's what I was doing, and so far so good in this sort of second part. There's just some things I'm still taking notes of, thinking I'm going to double check as I reread those chapters whether this works or if I need to reinforce some of that information or make it more evident in some way. So that's the steps I'm currently taking. But I'm feeling good about the sort of like the size of my boxes for each commentary section that I have. So I'm sort of making a box for setup, then first act, then act 2A, then act 2B. And I'm now getting into the midpoint within Act 2A. I know like they're separating the chapters in the book, but I'm just putting it as part of the same one because I don't have as much to say or to change. So yeah, that's where I am at. So Mara says, I just watched YouTube. Nice. Were you watching any author tubers or just random videos? Very nice. I gotta head downstairs and make dinner once you end the stream, so I didn't want to start a new task. That is fair. I also feel like sometimes my last 10 minutes are to finish up something I had started because I just don't want to leave it where it was at if I didn't finish something completely. So sometimes I won't use the full 10 minutes. But yeah. When he says no unwinding, only tweaking the outline. Oh, okay, good luck with that. I hope it's working out. And then Flora says, I tidied the kitchen, got it ready for the morning. Amazing. Good job. Is there a date yet for Stieg and yours next craft book discussion? There is. Let me check my calendar. It should be on the 24th of September. So currently it's the 12th. So in 12 days, essentially. So next Tuesday, 17th, normally I'm assuming, unless Teague is still ill, that he might be doing another stream on his channel. On the Thursday 19th, I'm not streaming, but I believe Mars is streaming and that it's Mars's birthday. And then on the 24th, which is the Tuesday after, we're doing the craft book chat on Steek's channel. So yes. Mars says it's a reading vlog from Pages with Paige. Ooh, nice. I love a bit of a reading vlog. I haven't watched many in a little while, to be fair. So yeah, I think we'll finish a little bit early. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably just gonna wind down the evening by watching some more of, what is that show called? The Mormon Wives one? That is so addictive. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That's what it's called. I keep seeing TikToks about it, and it's on Disney Plus. So I've become obsessed with it, and I've started watching it. And I'm like episode 4 or 5 or something. So I think I'm just gonna watch a little bit more of that because I'm really enjoying at the moment something very low, like thinking space. Like I don't have to think too much about that show. I can just put it on, pause it, do something else while I'm watching, have it in the background while I'm working or something, and it's just so like chill and relaxing. And I started watching Chaos, the one about the gods, on Netflix, and I watched about half of it, and then I was like, I need a break because that's stressing me out too much because there's too many things at stake in this one. And so I'm enjoying watching something a little bit more lighthearted. I'm not saying Chaos is super heavy, but sometimes my anxiety levels are like, I just want to watch something a bit more silly, you know? So yes, that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of my evening, I think. 19th stream is tentatively on Violet's channel. Okay, good to know. We haven't exactly solidified plans. And do you know approximately the time you're doing it? Flora says, this was such a fun hangout and good motivator for a late night writing session. Thank you, Malin. You're welcome. I'm glad that it was useful. Fun stream. Yay. I'm glad that you guys came and kept me company. That was really, really good. So I've enjoyed this. I'm going to do a cold end because I don't want to replay that same countdown. So I'm literally just going to say goodbye to you and then end the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. I had a lot of productivity tonight. I feel very good. Ooh, and just to note, Mars says it would be our usual 2 p.m. Eastern, give or take half an hour. Okay, perfect. So that's, I don't know what time that is for me. I think that's quite late for me, no? 2 p.m. Eastern? 2 p.m. EST to UK. Oh no, that's perfect. That's 7. Yeah, I don't know why. I think. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for coming. Bye.